92 was when you moved to Hood River. Mm-hmm. So when did you actually end up expanding to the point where you decided, I'm going to buy the building?
Well, we bought the building actually just last year, but we had expanded to the whole building, so it made perfect sense. Like, as the water company moved to the Dalles and the metal shop went somewhere else, we would just take over the spaces, so we were eventually renting the whole thing. And so we've kind of customized it to our process, which is very custom process to begin with. And then we have actually rented out the Lure Jensen building in Hood River down on the waterfront, which we use for warehouse and shipping and storage. And then we're considering building bigger production plant down there on the port now, because we're just growing very fast right now, like 25% a year, and it's just a lot to keep up with.
I bet. Well, that's exciting, though.
It is exciting, and right now our competitors are Kraft Foods, Kellogg's, ConAgra, some of the biggest names in the business. So it's it's an advantage and a disadvantage to be the small guy. It sort of tugs at people's heart. Everybody likes to see a small family-run independent company, especially our customer base appreciates that, because I've watched a lot of these small soy companies like ours sell to some of these big companies, and it's usually not a great result. The passion and the feeling and emotion that people put so much into them, once that leaves, and they become brand managers, and the brand stays alive, but it's different.
Right, different, exactly. How does it make you feel when you see your name there with like Kellogg, Kraft? I mean, does that feel like, wow, I can't believe this? Or is it sort of like, oh man, we've all earned it? Sort of, how does it make you feel?
It's pretty funny, to be honest, just because there's a sense of fun, with the tofurkey and the business and the name and everything we do. We try and incorporate, some fun in it, but it's very also, satisfying, and we feel like we play an important role in the natural food world now and in that universe, because we have certain standards of ingredients and quality that, we think a little differently than these guys do. I mean, it's probably an oversimplification to say it, but there's truth in it too. When we go home at night, we're like racking our brains. How can we make this products better and taste better and be better textured and be more acceptable to a wider range of people? And we're not pencil pushing every little penny and trying to squeeze for our stockholders like profit out of the thing. I mean, we are profitable, and I understand more now the whole big picture of like, you need profit to give better benefits for the people that work there, and to do more good things in your business and without the business in the community. But it's really it's not like you're just trying to make money for this
that's not the
group
sole
of stockholders,
focus,
which is sort
and then
of.
when you close the door of the office at night, the last thing you want to think about is anything related to work. You don't have that problem.
Exactly.
And your employees, it sounds like, don't have that problem. What about with the growth of a company like yours, where you founded it, you worked it, you started to see more and more people coming in and sort of partaking in your dream, and that getting bigger and bigger, and now you're at I think you said 25% a year increase right now in your business, which is very, very substantial, obviously. Where do you think the not having the business education came in, and was it a plus?
Well, you see all the time. I mean, some of the biggest businesses, McDonald's, I read Fast Food Nation, and all those guys were high school dropouts that started that, and it probably would have helped, to know something more about business. And I've got Jamie Athos, my stepson now, who's actually had some business classes, and we're at the stage now where we actually could use more of that in the business, so it's good. But it's intuition in new products and finding it's as much art as it is science, I think. And maybe it's easier to be intuitive when you're small family held thing instead of having to look at all these numbers and focus groups. You look at some of the biggest corporations in the world, Coke, for instance, brought out new Coke, and disaster, and you got to think that they put a lot of money into that. And so I think that having just a street sense and knowing what the trends are, and that
kind of maybe not knowing what you didn't know, sort of kind of keeps you pushing forward into areas that maybe, had you known too much, maybe you wouldn't have done some of the things you've done.
It's possible. I don't think the word tofurkey would have gotten past the marketing board, in a big corporation. But at the same time, I think it's a balance. You need to have, some solid bookkeeping, and like my wife has done a fabulous job, bookkeeping, and now Rachel, Jamie's wife, is working there and doing a great job also, and Gene Nestorak, our purchaser, does a great job. So these guys, add a component of the business that I never could add. If I had just been me running in with my skill set, it would have been a complete mess. I run.
But you found those people.
Yeah,
and you
but
brought
you find
those people
in,
and identifying those people is probably more than half the battle.
Exactly, it is. It's a real important time to have a lot of talent. You really want talent in a business, because and of all different kinds and
Absolutely.
different.
How many employees do you have now?
There are 75 people
75.
that work there, so it was that, which is totally incomprehensible to me. When you look back and see where he started, just going around. I'd drive around Portland and I see, this is where I went, and I'd buy 25 boxes a week, to fill up my thing, and here's my bag shop, and now they're all like fancy warehouses and the Pearl District and stuff like that. But there was a time when you just drove around in your little Datsun. And
anything about those times that you really miss?
Not really. They were great times, and there was great friends and family, but these are great times too, and so just look at the whole vast,
it's
road
an adventure,
you've been on,
an experience, and enjoy the ride.
A lot of luck involved, and being in the right place, the right time. Kind of, to be honest, feel sometimes like the cosmic goof, like here you are running, I'm the most unlikely person to be running this, big business like now. And so I just feel lucky to have hit some chords at the right time and have your ideas mesh with what society was thinking at the right time. A lot of it's timing and luck, really.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, Seth, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your transparency and hey, this is what it is. I respect that a lot. So thank you. Pleasure meeting you,
John.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time on Localite. And remember, take care of each other.
Do you have a guest idea? Let us know. Go to localite.com.